Hello everybody, welcome to Fringe Shots. We took a trip out to BigShots up here in North Fort Worth. I wanted to work on getting a few actual accurate numbers and some good quality practice in, and I wanted to bring y'all along for the ride and show y'all BigShots. BigShots is a beautiful entertainment and practice venue here in Fort Worth. It's got beautiful targets, multiple different levels, good food, cold beer, everything you need to enjoy the day. I'm starting off with my 7-iron, and I am trying to get accurate carry and rollout distances for that club. You can see here as I hit the shot that I am getting quality numbers here. I've got a carry of about 151 yards, but my rollout is about 181 yards, which is typical for here in Texas. I had 36 feet of height on it and about 62 foot of curve to the left. The numbers that you're seeing are very important because they're going to actually help you aim and play the best you can. You want to take these numbers and use them to help benefit what you're doing in your own swing. But you have to remember, you can never plan on a bad shot. I recommend getting out on the range, hitting some balls, hitting some consistent shots, and getting a general feel for where your swing's at. Taking a trip out to BigShots and finding out how far you're carrying it, how much it's turning left or right, and allowing you to see that, feel that, and use those numbers when you're on the course to aim and carry obstacles. So here on this second shot, I'm actually going to try to clean up the amount of turn from left to right, or from right to left I had on that last shot, and just working on getting my shot closer to center line. So the first thing you'll notice is I lost 20 yards on my carry. I lost almost 15 feet on my height, but my right to left normal shot was only 8 feet off the center line, which is good, but everything else was terrible. So that is not a typical swing for me. And if I were actually trying to put this into usable data, I wouldn't want to use this as part of my average. I'd want to use this as an outlier. This is also one of the nicest things about going out to BigShots to do this sort of thing, is it's the equivalent of having your own hitting simulator or data recorder for your shots without having to spend all the money for one. This is a more normal average shot for me. I made good solid contact. You can see the height came way up. I'm back up to the 54-foot apex. 151 yard carry, same as I had on the first shot. Because it was so much higher, I got less rollout, but I did have 58 feet from center to left. The next thing we did here is BigShots has these really nice targets, and I'm currently trying to hit the bullseye target that's sitting about 121 yards from me, and I just missed by a little bit. But the target itself is about 10 feet by 30 feet. So it's a very small target, much smaller than a green. And being able from 120 yards out in the fairway to be close or hitting that target is going to allow you to really increase the scoring of your game and drop your strokes. It's also a lot more fun when you're actually able to see instant feedback in your round. And I hit the target. It took several shots, I'll be honest, but it made me feel a lot better about my short game. 150 yards in, I'm feeling pretty confident because I'm able to hit the shot I want to hit and land it where I want to land it. Back to back in the target. You can't ask for better than that. So the other nice thing is this range is long enough and deep enough to allow you to hit your woods and your driver. I was working on the same sort of situation I was with my irons, is trying to land as close to my target line as I possibly can, and was observing all of the left and right data I could take in to try and get the best shot possible. Now you'll see me turn around here and look up. There's actually a screen facing the tee box, as well as a second screen facing a seating area where your buddies are hanging out, having a cold beer and a bite to eat, watching you hit a ball, and as you take turns. They also have games you can play on here. It doesn't have to always be just practice. It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. And today I was actually just trying to get good solid data to take to the course with me to know how far I'm carrying stuff this early in the year. As you can see, this is a fairly high-tech situation. Even the ball retriever is a automated robot that comes around and picks up the balls from the playing surface. One of the reasons I really enjoy doing this, I've always wanted basically one of the flight scopes or TrackMan or any number of the tracking systems that allows you to go out and hit balls and keep specific data on ball speed, curve, angle of attack, carry distance, rollout distance, all that kind of information. And I've looked at them, and they're upwards of $2,000 to $3,000, sometimes $4,000. I don't want to spend that kind of money for a piece of equipment that I can't actually use on the course. I can only use in practice, when I can go to the range, work on my game, and then once a month go out here to BigShots and basically rent the same piece of equipment for a couple of hours and get the same data, jot it down in my book, and mark my own progress as the months go by without having to put out that big expenditure for, a very high dollar expensive piece of equipment. Especially if you're just getting started and you're trying to get your initial numbers and you're still working on consistency. You really don't want to be dropping that type of big money when you can go out to a place like BigShots or Top Golf or something along those lines and get that kind of information. I've played both, and I'll be honest with you, my favorite is BigShots. I mean, the amount of information you can get, the atmosphere, the quality of the food, it's just top notch. And I'll never stop getting a kick out of the robot ball grabber. That thing just cracks me up. Also, you can see here the targets are elevated, and they do have a post in the center of them. They're also very well marked for distances, so you can really work on distance control. The cool thing is, if you hit your target or hit one of those targets out there, the posts in the center will light up in multiple different colors. At night, it becomes like a light show. They do have some lasers that they use, and when you hit different targets, it'll actually put laser displays on the target you hit as well. So it kind of really brings a nightlife to practicing in the dark. Last couple of shots I've been hitting driver, and this driving range is long enough and the fences are high enough that unless you're a professional long driver hitter, you have no worries about getting outside of the fencing, and you can just really cut loose with it. So here's hitting the short target and working on the short game, and as you can see right here, it lights up when you actually hit the target, which makes it a lot of fun. BigShots has a really cool putt-putt area, and it is kind of putt-putt, but a little bit more realistic. They also have a putting green on the other side, and that putting green is an actual green for putting, so you can actually get the practice you need getting pace and stroke and aim down as well. So it has everything you need, and that putt-putt course, well, let's just say it's going to lead to some friendly competition between me and the wife. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about BigShots or anything like that, please drop it in the comments. If you found this helpful, like or subscribe. And until next time, learn the game, love the game, and share the game. Fringe Shots out.